Hi, I'm Karen and welcome to Pink Planet Planning. This is my dog Bella, who insisted that she had to be a part of this. So this week I was going to share with you my everyday carry, and now that we're no longer in One Book July, my everyday carry is back to 3. But I'm only going to be sharing one of these with you. This one is the Chic Sparrow Traveler's Notebook, A6 size, Crème Brulee, leather, and it's what I talked about in my last video, and not much has really changed in there, nothing groundbreaking. This one, however, is new. I've had a Malden before, and I've used Maldens as my primary planner before, but I just started school this week, and I have decided that I'm going to keep all of my school assignments, due dates, etc. in this book. And I'm going to share this with you today to show you what I've gotten here and how I'm setting up for school as an adult who's returning to college for the first time in maybe about a year. Just give you a look at how I'm planning and organizing around my college classes. And this one is the Erin Condren planner, which you guys are probably quite familiar with. This is what I have used in the past for my blog and what I've used in the past, well, I guess just my blog. But I'm using it now for Pink High Top Adventures, both the blog and Pink Planet Planning, this channel. So I'm not really going to show you because there isn't all that much in there at the moment. But before we actually take a look at my school, college, everyday carry, I was originally going to talk to you also about something called the time management matrix, and I am going to talk about it, just not this week. That's because over the weekend I was starting to feel quite down, actually, and like Bella, starting to feel quite down. You know, there's so much going on in the world, so much going on in the news. I live here in northern Nevada, and every day for the last maybe week and a half now, we've had nothing but smoke in our skies here because of all the horrific fires that are going on in California. And sometimes when you've got, especially this year, 2020, we have had so many things that make us feel so helpless and powerless. So many things that make us feel out of control. You know, I even thought to myself, why am I bothering to do a planner video? That seemed so trivial when it comes to all of the big things that are going on in the world right now. But then I realized that life still goes on, and that's when I decided to talk to you about something called the Circle of Influence and Circle of Concern. This is also, again, from Stephen Covey's 7 Habits. He talks about it as a way to think about where, kind of as a guideline to help you figure out where you should be investing your energy. I think about recovery, the let it go, let God concept, and that kind of falls a little bit into place here. So yeah, once again, before we take a look at my everyday carry for school, I want to share with you a little something from the 7 Habits. Let's take a look. So once again, we have a visual for what we're talking about here. Envision a circle, and in this circle are all the things about which you are concerned. This could be things like the weather, your child's nutrition, child's food, I'll just write. How well you do in school or work, so performance, your performance, wildfires in California, etc., etc., etc. These all fall into something called the Circle of Concern. This is the category of things about which you are concerned. Obviously, it's a very, very, very large category. But within this circle is another category. So you have the Circle of Concern, and then within it, we have something called the Circle of Influence. This is concern, this is influence. Circle of Concern contains, as I mentioned, all the things about which you are concerned. Circle of influence, however, is all of the things about which you are concerned over which you can exert some influence. So if we look back here at this category, all of these things here that I mentioned, weather, my performance at work or school, child, making sure my children have nutrition, wildfires in California, where might these fall? Influence? Do I have influence of the weather? No, I definitely don't. So weather would just fall out here in the circle of concern. My performance at work or on the job, that is within my influence. So I'll just put performance, I'll abbreviate. My child's nutrition. This is something that might even straddle both categories. You can give your child good food, but as many of us parents know, they don't always eat it. So I might even just put this here, straddling both categories. How I cook and what I present to my children, how I shop, that's in my influence. Whether they eat, kids eat, that's out here in the circle of concern. And as a parent, it becomes a very, very large part of your influence, but it's also and a very, very large part of your concern. But sometimes you can't fully control other people. And that brings up a good point here. Within the circle of concern, I may be concerned about what my husband or neighbor or elected official thinks or does. I can exhibit some influence, but there's no guarantee about that influence. I can write a letter to my congressman. I can tell my husband, write a letter. I can tell my husband what I think, talk, but their behavior what they think, what they say, what they do, is out here in my circle of concern. There's nothing I can do about it. I can try in certain ways and do certain things proactively, but at the end of the day, other people's behavior, as my addiction counselor used to say, what other people think, and that he was saying what other people think about you, but what other people think is none of your business. I always hated that. Wildfires in California, that would certainly be in my circle of concern. In my circle of influence, it might be an emergency kit. It might be volunteering. But you have to determine what is in your circle of influence and what you have energy and time to do. So I hope that kind of helped explain it. Once again, Stephen Covey, certainly whenever you check out his videos, he had passed away several years ago, but there are still videos of Stephen Covey teaching these different things. And check out the book too. I think it's amazing personally. So I hope that this makes sense to you. There are in life things about which we are concerned and things we may be really concerned about. But some of those things we can't change or can't influence. And where we direct our time and our energy and our resources should be within the circle of concern. Did I just say circle of concern? Boy, oh boy. I need to exert some influence. What lies in my influence, for instance, is the quality of these videos. However, lack of time sometimes falls in my circle of concern, which is why my videos are not perfect. I don't have a lot of time. So I hope this makes sense to you. Keep in mind where you want to exert your time and your energy and your resources is in your circle of influence. And if you do focus your time and energy here, you will expand your circle of influence. As you become more proactive and focus your efforts here, it's going to be reflected in the things that you achieve in life. It's going to be reflected in other people around you. They're going to see you putting in your best effort at the things that you can influence. And your, as Covey says, your influence in time will grow. It will grow. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. Do check out Covey's videos. They are awesome. He had passed away, unfortunately, a few years back, but his videos, a lot of them are still online. And there's a lot of other people who have done some really great videos as well on this topic. And check out his book. I've mentioned it before, and I will probably mention it a majillion times again. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Really, really good book. Heavily influenced me. So, let's take a look now at my everyday carry for college. Okay, so as I mentioned, coming out of One Book July last month, I'm now back to 3 planners. And it might seem a little bit obsessive. Yeah, it does seem a little bit obsessive as well as excessive. But in reality, I do need 3 planners. There's no way I could fit my college calendar and everything else in addition to my pink high top adventures all in one little planner. Before I continue, actually, now that I'm looking at it, check out these cute little clips. They're from the Woolly Planner on Etsy, and I'll leave a link below. Absolutely adore them. And sometime between filming the first part of this video and now, my dog had bitten off the little tiny red ball that was at the top of the monkey. But there's a little sock monkey, a couple of owls, a little gnome, and on this one, the little bumblebee with a smile. Just like them. I think they're really, really cute. But anyway, yes. I'm back in 3 planners. It is the way I function best because this is what I carry in my purse when I'm just doing the things that are part of my personal life. But I do need a fully separate planner for my college and a fully separate planner for, you know, pink high top adventures. So that's what we're going to take a look at today is the college planner. As I mentioned, I've gone back to college. I've been in college for a very, very long time, in and out of college. But I'm finally getting close to the end, and having just moved to Reno from Virginia, I've had to transfer schools, so I'm kind of in between. I haven't fully transferred yet into the university here, so I'm taking colleges at the community college, classes at the community college and classes at the 4-year university as well. So this is the planner. These are also really great tabs if you have a ringed planner. I'll leave the link below to that. Absolutely love them. I used to try to make my own tabs, and I would always have all of this extra overhang on the end, and it always inevitably got all crinkly and yucky looking after a while. So in here I don't really have much of anything at the moment. I may put business cards as I eventually get back to campus and after COVID lifts and actually get business cards from people. These are some dots I use from PlannerKate. Everything in my college planner that is related to coursework is color coded, as I'll show you in a second. I think best when it comes to colors. Years ago when I was an admin assistant, I remember, and this was before the internet really took off. That's how old I am. We had a lot more hard copy files, and I always filed by color. First tab is just basic contact information. Nothing special. Second tab is just to-do list, and if there's any type of thing that is just some random to-do that's related to my college experience overall, it will go onto this list. It's kind of an inbox of sorts. The third tab that I have here is where the calendars begin, and I just got these off of Amazon. I don't know who created them. I could look it up for you and leave a link below. But anyway, it's a month on 2 pages. At the beginning, to do in August. At the end of each month, you'll see there's the month in review, which is kind of helpful. And again, as I mentioned, you know, I color code my classes. My substance abuse prevention class is in a light blue color, psychology is purple, neuroscience is red. Who even knows why I assign these colors? But anyway, this is how my brain thinks. And Nevada history is green. And then boxes, I put down here signify class meeting times. So that was, you know, for the first week, I kind of needed to know that. I went through my syllabi after I got them for each individual class, and I looked at all of the big dates, the big ticket items like exam 1, with a red asterisk there. That would be neurosciences exam 1. A post here is now due for, because it's red, neuroscience. I put a key here just in case I had forgotten, which, believe it or not, happens more times than you can imagine, especially as I get older. Green, again, is Nevada history, so those are assignments that I knew that were due. And these are all key due dates that were in the beginning of the syllabus. Vaccine due, actually that's a vaccine paper, not to be confused with my getting vaccinations. So I went through and plugged that in for the entire semester. And those are the big ticket items. Then, school began last week, actually. I'm unfortunately filming the second half of this video the week after I filmed the first half of the video. But anyway, this is where we were last week with school. Again, I put a key for myself in the beginning, times, and then I broke out assignments, things that I wanted to work on each day. I knew what was coming up, and I kind of divided out by the days that I have and plugged it in accordingly. And that's how I will continue for the rest of the semester. Up at the top here, and this is just Filofax planning pages, you know, the week on 2 pages. Again, up here, just anything for the week overall, classes overall, school overall. But down here is what I want to accomplish each individual day. Here's today, read chapters 1 and 2. I know that that's psychology. I know that this is addiction. So, and that's how I'll proceed for the rest of the semester. Then, when we get back here to the numbered tabs that the Filofax came with, these represent my 4 classes, and I'm trying to keep it in color as well. So here's Nevada history. I put the professor's contact information up here, and then I'm kind of starting to either just use it as a place to break down my assignments or jot notes. Again, I always put the professor's information up at the top, and then notes at the bottom. This is just random notes, and more random notes. Blue again. You know, I know that this must be my substance abuse counseling. I didn't have purple pages, so white is actually psychology. And then this next section here is just full of blank pages for notes. Anytime I need a note paper, I can just grab it. Final section here is contact information. I do have some contacts that I've already plugged into here. And this is where I also keep my passwords that I'm encountering for each school or to get onto different websites for school. I have that information all back here. So there really isn't a heck of a lot here. Keep in mind, I use regular notebooks for taking notes on my reading or for taking notes on class itself and lectures. But this is where I will track and plan what it is I need to be doing on a given day. All things, all random notes, all contact information, etc. is all going to be contained in one place. And I don't really carry this one. I won't be carrying it in my purse. Not that I'm really going anywhere right now, but if I were going places, I wouldn't necessarily be carrying this in my purse. It's just to help me keep on track, stay on track with the classes that I have to do, so that I can get the big rocks done and achieve the goals that I want to achieve in life. Okay, well, thank you so much for sticking this out. If you lasted this long, I truly appreciate your watching. I hope you are doing well and staying healthy and taking care of yourself. And don't forget to focus on your circle of influence. And with the rest, let it go, let God. All right, take care, and I will talk to you hopefully in the not so distant future. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. I am probably realistically going to only be able to do about 2 videos a month. I was hoping maybe a video a week, but just seeing how the semester is going so far, I'm thinking it's probably not going to be the case, especially because we're moving into our new house next week. So things are going to get a little bit busy. So if you don't hear from me in the near future, hang in there. I will be posting a video as soon as I possibly can. All right, take care of yourselves. Have a good one. Bye-bye.